Hi there, guys and ladies. Thanks for joining us once again as we continue to explore the ranch life and escape the ordinary. My name is Mike, and welcome to the weekly vlog. This is my chance to basically come and hang out with you for a few minutes each day throughout the entire week and kind of give you a behind-the-scenes look at what happens here on the ranch and a lot of stuff that you don't get to see in regular videos. So we're going to get things started off here because I've got a problem I've got to go fix. And I was made aware of this problem this morning when Erin looked out of our window in the house and saw what I can only assume she believed to be a river running through it. A frozen river, but a river nonetheless. Temperatures last night got down about 15, 16 degrees or so. So a very cold night here on the ranch, which does not play well with water. Now we have a float that's on our cow water right now, and best guess is that that float broke, or something connected to it broke. It's in a weird spot, so the cows could have rubbed on it, they could have broke it. We're not sure what's going on, so we're gonna head out that way and take a look and see what we need to do to fix it. And hopefully this doesn't set the pace for our entire week. Come along. So there we've got Bean, our ranch dog, tagging along with us, and I can hear water running down here at the stock tank. Oh my gosh. All right, this is a new one. It got pretty cold last night. Water, cold weather equals ice, but this is definitely something new. Yeah, we've got a mess. As best as I can gather, right there where that's squirting out used to actually hold a freeze miser, which would keep our water from freezing, which obviously is not there anymore. It's gone. So all of this, which looks like that princess from the movie Frozen, looks like she sneezed on it, is all frozen water, which we need to obviously shut off. And then we're probably going to disconnect this, and hopefully it'll thaw a little bit before we can get into fixing it. Here's our river. A couple cows down there hanging out, doing their best to destroy the creep feeder. Now, the big question is, and I don't think this will be an issue, water's running, so I don't see a major problem with this, is getting this shut off without falling on our butts. A little frosty. Holy smokes. Oh. All right. Our hydrant's right here. We can just shut that off. Right here. All right. Wow. That's a lot of ice. Oh my gosh, it's solid too. Wow. Bean, what do you think? Pretty cool, huh? This is ridiculous. Okay, so I can see our freeze miser is actually floating, or not floating, it's sunk down to the bottom of the tank there, so it blew off somehow, or a cow broke it off. So they need water. That's a given. So we are going to disconnect this for now, if I can get in here. There we go. All right. We're just going to disconnect our hose from this hydrant. We'll still be able to use this hydrant to get the cows water when they need it. But for right now, our freeze miser, which is a thing that actually keeps the water from freezing. I know when it's not there, it doesn't work, but this is all going to have to thaw a little bit before we come back in. So Bean, don't play in the mud, kiddo. All right, so not a bad first day for the vlog. That problem is solved, at least for now, and sometimes this is what happens on the ranch. You have to stop the bleeding and then come back and dress the wound in just a little bit. So, all right, while we're over here, I'll give you a quick look at the pigs here. They grow up so fast. Hey gang, welcome back to the ranch. One of the things that I really like about doing the weekly vlog is that I get a chance to answer questions that normally I wouldn't in a regular full-length video. And since we have little snippets of time here, I get to answer some of those questions that I rarely get to answer. And today we're going to talk about garbage. About once a week, I'll get an email where somebody will ask me, what do you guys do with your garbage on the ranch? And it's not really as mysterious as it may seem, although we probably do handle garbage just a little bit differently than somebody does in a city or a town. But really, we have a garbage truck that comes out once every 2 weeks and dumps our trash. The bad part is garbage service costs money. And for us to have this garbage can runs anywhere between $200 and $300 a month. So it gets a little expensive, especially when you fill it up really fast, which seems to happen quite often, especially this time of year. You know, you've got Christmas, you've got boxes and wrapping paper and, you know, all kinds of different things. And so if it does fill up, we have to call them and they come out and they charge us an extra fee to dump it. So what we try to do is we don't really have an option for recycling so much. There is a recycling center in town. Unfortunately, what they do is actually box everything up and then ship it to another recycling place, which actually ends up kind of offsetting the cost savings of recycling, if you ask me. So what we do is we try to separate out our trash and we try to burn as much as we possibly can. Why did I come in here? That's right, we're gonna burn some trash. Grab my handy dandy torch. And we're gonna head out to the incinerator where we can get some trash going. The building of this incinerator was one of the first big projects that I took on the ranch. I knew that we needed to burn trash. Gilbert, my father-in-law, used to burn trash, but he did it in a dumpster, which was probably not the safest thing to do, especially when the wind's blowing. So I wanted to build something that was more enclosed and easier to maintain. So this thing was actually an anhydrous ammonia tank that I took and cut up and reconfigured so that I could burn cardboard and paper, stuff like that inside of it. It's got a lid here on the front. I'm going to try to open it one-handed. I might not be able to do it. Oh, there we go. Look at that. And inside, it's actually pretty spacious. Right now, it's full of ashes. And these are all paper ashes. There is a few. Every once in a while, you get something like that in there. But mostly, it's just all paper ash. And what we can do is just keep on loading it up and burning more cardboard and paper and trying to save some on our garbage bill. So about once a day, depending on how the mail goes, catch me out here throwing stuff in the incinerator. little bit of leftover lighter fluid here that Jeff left. And some flame. Maybe. Come on. Well, that's annoying. Apparently I need a new trigger. Let me grab something else. How about this? A little stick lighter. There we go. And once it gets going, the nice thing is we just close the lid and we don't have to worry about flames shooting out, lighting anything else on fire. So while we burn what we can, obviously stuff does end up in the trash. Any organic materials, any leftovers, that kind of stuff, that all ends up in the compost pile, which is way over there, and I don't feel like walking over there right now. So really the only thing that ends up in the trash, hopefully, is aluminum, you know, plastics, that kind of stuff that we can't really do a whole lot with, at least around here. Not yet, but maybe someday it'll become more cost feasible to actually recycle here in Northeast Wyoming. So that's pretty much it. If you've had that burning question in your mind, where do they send their trash? Well, now you know. It goes to a landfill somewhere that way, most of it. The ashes, when they fill up in the incinerator, that's a whole different deal and is a giant disaster to try to clean out. Hopefully I can bring you along with that. You got to wait for a day where there's absolutely no wind, and then you can shovel it out and put it in the bucket of the tractor and then take it out and bury it. So that's a lot of fun too. So, oh, I hear Bean. She's somewhere. Don't know where she's at. Our frozen mess down here at the stock tank is still a frozen mess. It's thawing, but very slowly. Too bad I can't put that incinerator next to it and get it to thaw a little bit faster, but that's okay. We'll get to working on that. We've got a whole lot coming up here in the next couple weeks. We're going to be preg checking here before too long. That means we got to start going through the corrals, getting them set up. We got to figure out what we're going to do with these guys. These guys don't need preg checking. They haven't been around any bulls, hopefully. So we're going to figure out what to do with them. We've got to get the calves and the moms sorted off. I think we'll probably do that on Saturday. Other than that, just a whole lot of little bitty stuff to try to get done as we get closer to preg checking. And of course, you know, running a ranch and doing all that kind of stuff as well. So hopefully you can come back, hang out with me tomorrow. We'll take a look at something else on the weekly vlog. Hey guys, it's Wednesday, and last night, just like I normally do, I went in and I talked to Erin about what I film, especially for the vlog. And I told her that I filmed the whole, you know, taking stuff to the trash and talking about the garbage can and of course the incinerator. And then I mentioned that I said that we don't recycle a whole lot here on the ranch. And of course she said, oh my gosh, you're just opening yourself up for ridicule and bad comments and all that kind of stuff. So, one thing I do, while we don't recycle aluminum cans, we don't use that many aluminum cans. We don't recycle paper, we burn it, get rid of it. Turn it into ash, which then again we can use in the gardens. And we compost as much as we can. We also have the ultimate recycling program, and that's where we take most of our food scraps and feed them to the cows or the chickens or the pigs or the goats even. So that's what I'm actually going to do this morning really quick. While I was coming out here, Erin was like, here, get rid of these pumpkins. These are the kids' Halloween pumpkins. They're now living in a bucket. Those will probably go to the pigs. I'm sure we've got something here in the fridges that we can actually donate to goats or somebody else also. So I'm gonna do a little digging, see what I can find, and we're gonna do a little bit of recycling. So these are our commercial refrigerators. We've had this one for years, and this one actually belongs to the Antelope Prairie Project, which is Erin's nonprofit. You can check them out at antelopeprairieproject.org. I'm just looking through. Erin said there was some, this looks pretty nasty. I'm sure I can feed that, but she didn't tell me I could. I don't know if that's still good or not. That's cabbage. She told me there was some celery and some thing else. I don't remember what it was. Chard in here. So that's what we're looking for. Where it's at is anybody's guess. Oh, but look at that. First bin I opened. All right. There we go. Celery and chard. This will be the goat's breakfast. Weirdly enough, the goats love chard. I don't know if you have goats and you have chard. Goats like it for some reason. It's actually a pretty nice morning here on the ranch. We'll get outside here in a minute. I'll be able to prove it to you. A little windy, and I think the wind is supposed to keep up throughout most of the week. So the rest of the vlog might be a little windswept. I don't know. We're going to have to go over to the goats first and drop off their breakfast, and then we'll visit the pigs and give them their pumpkins. Hey guys, come bearing gifts. Look at that. Breakfast time. It's the breakfast of champions. Got a little bit of everything here. Not a little bit of everything, but okay, hold on, you guys gotta let me in. Okay, let me in. No, don't go out. Hey, I'm getting attacked. Hey, go! You're on the wrong side of the fence. Hey, you attacked me. All right, Jack. Oh, gosh. There's nothing else in there, Fancy. You got to come back in here. Fancy escaped. I'm gonna go catch her. These guys. Fancy, come here. Hey, come here. Come here, Fancy. Hey, come inside. Go get that stuff. Let's go. Good goats. Some breakfast for you. It's nice fresh greens. See, goats like chard. I don't know what is up with that. Apparently they like celery too. Got a poacher on your turf, guys. Moving in for the kill. You guys can share some of that, can't you? All right, goats are taken care of. You guys got your breakfast? Go eat. Now it's on to the pigs. So today I've got to finish up a video that's going to come out today. It's the Veterans Day salute type of video. I've actually gotten a little bit of ridicule for doing these type of videos just because they're not so much about the ranch. They're more about honoring somebody or teaching something or whatever it may be, but they're not typical, ranch videos. They're not typical, we're out moving cows type of videos. And sometimes I'll get an email or something and somebody will say, well, you could have made a video that would have been worth watching, or you could have made a video that made you money, whatever it may have been. And I kind of disagree, but I'm willing to do something that maybe not a lot of people are, but you know, to be able to take time from the channel, take a video, and put it out for a purpose. And that purpose for today is to honor people who serve or have served in our country's military. So that's my goal. In fact, I actually asked subscribers to send in pictures so that I could include them in our tribute. And then also I've got to make a post for Facebook and Instagram that I'm going to put up as well, and I think I'm going to use that here in the vlog also for tomorrow, because it's Veterans Day. I'm going to take a day off from the vlog, but I'll show you guys the posts that we did for Facebook and Instagram in case you don't have Facebook and Instagram. And it's going to be a collage of pictures and basically all the pictures that were sent to us. So I'll show you that. And right now, though, we're over here at the pigs. They are anxiously awaiting something. Some of them over there eating out of the feeder and making a mess. You guys ready? All right, here we go. Oh, gross. We're making pumpkin flavored bacon. Good stuff. Alrighty guys, you caught me over here. One of the multiple workbenches that we use, and what I'm doing is I'm actually building a new float system for the tank that we had to deal with earlier in this week that exploded and froze and everything everywhere. It's now thawed somewhat, and we're going to install this thing, which is a new float. So this is the float mechanism. This is what turns the water on and off. This is our freeze miser, which the colder it gets, the more water it lets out right here. And what that does is then keep the water from freezing. This is our inlet. This is a pipe that I had to put on here because I didn't have enough fittings, and I ended up having to put this on here to plug this hole because I had to use a T here. So that's ranchy. That's ranch engineering, but we're going to see if it works and get it installed on our new tank and get the cows their water back up and running. So the cows need their water, obviously, now pretty much more than ever, because we're getting into colder temperatures at night, which means that water's freezing. Now this hopefully will keep some patches of the water from freezing. We'll probably still end up having to use heaters, but I've noticed that with these freeze misers with a little bit of running water on the end, it does keep a patch of the water from freezing too, which is really nice. The cows also here, probably tomorrow, I'm thinking, we'll be moving them into what we call the triangle pasture, which is kind of our staging area, as we're going to be preg checking here within the next few days. And I want them to be close to home. We're big fans of no stress or low stress cattle handling techniques. So if we get them moved in here closer to home, we give them some food, we make them happy. Then when it comes time to move them even more, they won't be stressed out from that initial move. So we're over here at the tank. Now there's still quite a bit of ice, as you can see here on the ground, but most of it has melted. So now what I can do is, first off, I'm going to clean out the tank a little bit. Then we're going to figure out how we're going to mount this thing. I've got a weird little welded bracket that I hope is going to work, and I'm going to actually put this on a little bit different than any of the other tanks around here, is that I'm going to actually put the float out in the middle of the tank so that the cows can't get to it and mess with it. So I'll leave this here, and we'll get to cleaning the tank out really quick. So mostly what I've got in here is actually just tumbleweeds, but it does kind of make a mess. So I'm going to try to get as much of it out of here as I can, if I can, without getting in the water. Okay, with the, I almost got wet there. With the tank cleaned out, I did stir up quite a bit of sediment that's on the bottom, but that's okay. That'll settle back down. I did get all the tumbleweeds out. Now we can work on getting this thing mounted. And what I'm gonna do is actually mount it right out there on that crossbar in the middle of the tank. And I think that'll keep the cows from rubbing on it, obviously. I could put it back just a little bit farther and make it safe. At least I hope. So I'm gonna try to find some self-tapping screws because I don't really want to drill holes. If I have to drill holes, I will. But some self-tapping screws, and then we'll get the rest of this put together. We're back out here. Sorry that took so long. Actually, for you, it didn't take very long. You know, I wish I could edit my own life. Make things so much easier. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually attach the hose to this now to save myself the trouble. I guess I should check and make sure there's a washer in there. There is. Because if I have to attach it while it's down there, I'm just almost positive it's going to be a pain in the butt. Alright, so there we go. So we've got our hose attached to our new float assembly system thing. Okay, so just to test really quick and make sure everything's working, I've got the hose hooked up to the hydrant. I've got the float here. I'm actually just going to turn on the hydrant here for just a moment. Make sure this thing works. Well, there we go. We got water. Lots of it. Okay, so now, whoa! Now we got to get it, that was crazy, attached down here. Honestly, I'm really going to try not to fall in the water, but it may happen. Okay, so that's where I want it. We're going to try to get a self-tapping screw through this angle iron here, which may not work. Or it might work. Look at that. Holy crap. Woo. I don't know how many of these I have to put in here. There we go. All right, 3 of those bad boys. Holding that thing on there. Now we'll turn it on. Hopefully everything works. Got a leak there, obviously. See if I can fix that really quick. Oh, crap. Well, that explains that. Okay. So this is the part that broke. This is the part that was on the float. This is the part that goes into the hose. These are supposed to be connected. They are not. And honestly, I don't know how it came apart, because it looks like it's pretty well pressed in there. So I do not think I'm going to be able to get it back together. without breaking it, which I just did. All right, well, I got it back together. Well, no, I didn't. I just broke it, so that's the end of that. I get to go look and see if I have another one. I'm pretty sure I don't, though, so I'm gonna do a little looking around. Hey there, I'm back. So I ended up having to run to town. I didn't have another one, but I found one at Menards. So we're gonna get this one up and ready to go. Really quick, you know, pipe tape stuff drives me crazy. Mostly because I can never remember which way to put it on. There's some sort of, you know, left-right thread thing. Always a thorn in my side. So I use the liquid stuff because I'm just that kind of lazy. So get some of this smeared in here. Put it on the inside of the threads. Basically a sealant if you've never messed around with this stuff. It's really gooey. Okay. Got that. Got our wrench, and away we go. Let's try it again. Water on. Hydration is working. And if you can see this, I'm trying to get down here. So once it fills up, it'll push that float up, and that shuts off our water. Doesn't really look, there's a little bit of a leak happening here. Tighten that up a little bit. There's a drip here. Not sure where exactly that's coming from. All right. Looks like it's gonna work. Okay, that's it for us today. We'll come back, we'll check this out tomorrow, and we're gonna be moving cows into this into the triangle pasture here tomorrow also. So come back, join us as we continue on the weekly vlog. Hey guys, welcome to Saturday here on the ranch. Wind is blowing like crazy. We're expecting 50-mile-an-hour winds today. So I was gonna put the drone up today while we filmed, but I have a feeling it would end up somewhere on the West Coast. So I'm not going to fly the drone today, but it still doesn't stop us from having to go get stuff done. We are gonna head out today and get the cows a little bit closer to home. We've got a few days until we're gonna be preg checking, but like I said earlier in the week, we want to make it as easy as possible on them, right? So we want to move them closer to home in stages so that it's not just one big, hey, we gotta go out with four-wheelers and chase them all over the place and get them to come home. So my plan is to take the tractor, the one right there behind us, and we're gonna go hook up to the Hustler feeder. We're gonna go grab a couple bales. Then we're gonna go find the cows, and hopefully they will follow us for food. I know that they're up in hay fields right now. We're letting them clear off some hay fields before we get to really heavy winter feeding. We've had a really long fall, which has been good for us, but it has allowed the cows to kind of move around a little bit more than they normally would this time of year. So they've been out chasing food. We're going to actually round them up and bring them back, but we're just going to lead them back in with some more food. So very food motivated animals. I was thinking this week as I was going around and fixing stuff and getting stuff ready for winter that there's never enough time. I saw projects over the last couple of days and I was like, you know what, I should have done this months ago. So if you do have those projects that need a little bit of work, here's a piece of advice: go ahead and just get them done now, so you're not stuck doing them out in the wintertime. That water deal that we messed with yesterday is a perfect example that I could have had the tank drained and made it a lot easier on myself than teetering and tottering and not falling in, which I didn't. So I'm very glad that I didn't. All right, let's grab the tractor. We're going to head out and get these cows moved. So I was looking forward to flying the drone today because I thought it'd be cool to see all the cows coming in and all that stuff, but oh well. One thing I do wish I had was a like a pull-through shop so that I could leave the Hustler connected during the wintertime, because that would be very handy and not have to hook it up, especially when it's cold out. But I want to keep the tractor inside. The Hustler does get pretty dang cold in the wintertime, especially being outside. We have had a couple issues where fluid didn't want to flow or something was frozen due to ice, so it does happen, but maybe someday I'll figure out a pull-through system in the shop. Who knows? I should also figure out a gate opener. All right, first stop for us is the hay yard. We're gonna grab 2 bales on the Hustler feeder, and my hope is that the cows will see us do this and they'll just naturally start coming our way. They know what the feeder is, they know what bales are, they know what has to do with food. And they're not too far away, although they are about maybe a half a mile away. I can see them up in the hayfield back there as they're grubbing off the hayfield. But the hope is they see us. If they don't, we're gonna have to go up there, kind of circle around, get their attention, give them a little honk honk, and see if they come running. They do know the horn on the tractor also, so we'll see what happens. In order to make this work, we actually have to put 2 bales end to end. That way we can grab the first bale with the Hustler feeder and then grab the second one without having to reposition too much. All right, the wind is starting to kick up a little bit. That's what happened to the camera there. Wind got a hold of it. My weather station, let me take a look here. I've got a weather station on the shop. Wind-wise, 47 miles an hour is what it's moving at. So, little breezy, little breezy. So my hope that some of the cows would see what we were doing and come a-running, that ain't happening. There's 2 cows here keeping an eye on us, but other than that, the rest are still hanging out up in that hayfield that's right up there behind Butch's house. And then we've got a few more about a mile back in a hayfield down that way. So my best bet at this point is to take these bales for a walk. We are going to drive through this windy world. Here's some cows. These 2 figured it out. They're like, hey, what's going on? You can see how dusty it is here with the wind just whipping across the place. We're going to start with the farthest back and kind of turn around and make a U-ey and see if we can get at least a few of them to follow us. If we can get 5 or 10 cows following us, the rest will come along. That's kind of how they work. So again, this is like no stress, no pressure. Just come along, guys. We're going to give you some food. Later on, we're going to, you know, stick things up your butt. But for right now, we're just bringing you food. Anybody ever notice how much cattle ranching is a lot like alien abductions? I imagine that's how cows feel. You know, when you ever hear about the people that, you know, got probed by aliens. I wonder if that's, you know, cows go back afterwards and they're like, hey, I don't know what happened, but they put me in this long tunnel. I came out the other end, somebody shoved something on my butt, and then they sent me back home. I'm only guessing, but, you know. See the cows coming off the hill. Coming and running. Hey, cows. Got something for you. Oh, there's Bambi. Hi, Bambi. Come on, Bambi. All right, so these are our farthest back cows. I'm just gonna make a U-turn here, get them to follow us, and then we're gonna just kind of drive along at a, you know, pretty slow speed just so they stay with us. We're just gonna kind of inch it along here, heading back into the wind. Not sure how much the cows are gonna like this. Come on, guys. Here comes Bambi. Hopefully she brings everybody else. Well, we've got a whole mess of cows with us, going right along here. They're starting to mob us, wanting this hay. So in a corral system, we usually, and you're going to see this on Wednesday when we have our preg checking video comes out, but cows like to walk in circles. But out here in the prairie, what I've noticed is that if they can go in a straight line, they're going to go in a straight line. So, or at least pretty close to one. So what I did was actually went to their gate and then made a straight line for those cows that were stuck up in that hayfield. There's only one gate to come out of there, so if we hit that gate and basically kind of dot to dot, they'll figure it out. And obviously, it looks like they did. So now we just have to make it another half a mile or so back to the pasture, the triangle pasture, which is our home pasture that we want to put these guys in. And once we get there, we can close some gates and we'll be done. Or we'll drop off the food, of course, and then close some gates and we'll be done. All right, here we come into this gate. This puts us into the home pasture, or the triangle pasture that we want to be in. So we're just gonna mosey through this gate. Hopefully they follow us. And we're gonna move them pretty deep into this triangle pasture, farthest away from the gates that we can. We're gonna feed them there. That'll hold them there while the rest of them get their way in, and then I can jump on a four-wheeler, come back out, close some gates, go back, make sure nobody's left behind. But I'm not gonna drag you along for all that. Let's just get these guys fed, make them all happy, all right? Alrighty guys, there we go. All the cows are in. I'm guessing there might be one or two stragglers back there somewhere. It's really windy outside. I don't even know how to go out there. But as you can see, we've got most of the cows here with us. Even Bambi's back there. She was one of the first ones in, so she stayed with us the whole way. Next week on Wednesday, we have our preg checking video is going to be coming up. Big video for us, mostly, well, big day for us, because we find out who's pregnant, who's not pregnant, who has to leave the ranch, who gets to stay. And you know, right now this year, this is like, you know, go or no go kind of time. We can't afford to feed all the cows. We surely can't afford to feed a cow that's not pregnant. And this may dictate exactly how winter happens and how the ranch is going to shape up here for the future. So that's pretty much it for me, guys. Let's say goodbye to the cows. Hey, cows. In their way. Still a few cows working their way in back there. But like I said, I got to go back and jump on a four-wheeler, check it out, see who's in, who's not, and then close some gates. And these guys will stay here in the triangle pasture for the next few days as we gear up for preg checking. So be sure to check that video out on Wednesday. In the meantime, have a great week, and thanks for joining us in our Wyoming life.